We are on individual challenge 10. We are halfway there. Let's start at number 1. At Pizza Pie, 9% of the pizza made last week had extra cheese. If 27 pizzas had extra cheese, how many pizza in all were made last week? Okay, so let's look at this. First of all, we got to set up our proportion. Right now, we know your 9% is your 27. Remember, your part over total, your percent over 100. This is in your foldable and your percent foldable. So your part, we have 27 over, we don't know your total. That's what we're trying to find. Then we have 9 over 100. Okay? There's 2 ways you can do this. You could cross multiply divide by doing butterfly, or you can find your pattern. How did you get from 9 to 27? Whatever you do on top, you have to do on the bottom. Let's look at number 2. Using the grid below, write an equation to represent car B. Well, let's look at car B. We have a point here and a point here. Our point is 430 and also 860. Okay, and let me show it to you on a table. If we have 4 and 30, we have 8 and 60. We want to figure out, how do we get from here to here? What are we going to multiply to get from here to here, here to here? We might have to work in reverse. We might have to work backwards. So in this case, let's divide it. Let's do, since we're working backwards, 30 divided by 4. Okay, how many times is 4 going to 30? 7 times. You should get 28. 7 times 4 is 28. Minus, and you get 2. Pull up your decimal, shoot it up. Add your 0, bring it down. How many times is 4 going to 20? 5 times. 7.5. Okay, so what I'm going to do, before I say, okay, this is my equation, this is what I'm certain of, I have to check and make sure that is correct. So I'm going to take 7.5 times 4. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30. Add my decimal over, because 1 time, 1 time. It gets 30, 4 to 30. So this checks out. I'm going to do it now with 8. I need to do 7.5 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 7 is 56. Plus 4 is 60. Move my decimal over 1 place, and this is 60. So this checks out. So my equation would be y equals 7.5. What did we multiply it by? I multiplied it by 4. I multiplied by 8. 4 and 8 represents what variable? Your x. So 7.5 times x. And this is your equation. Okay? What is the solution? Number 3. What is the solution to the equation m over 2 equals 5? Well, m over 2, that is a division. You have to do the opposite operation. What you do to one side, you need to do on the other side. So m over 2 is division. What's the opposite of division? Again, what you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, what is the value of the power below? Okay, so look, we have a negative on the outside, so we know that this is going to be a negative number no matter what. And 2 to the 3rd power. This does not mean 2 times 3. It means 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? So you need to work this out. And remember, your negative sign is there, so you will get a negative number. It says write an expression equivalent to 8 minus 3. An expression equivalent to it. Well, when you're subtracting integers, what is the rule for subtracting integers? I'll give you a hint. You add the what. So I would change this to adding the what. Add the what. Remember, if you don't remember, go back to your integer foldable. Okay, this is a rule, your subtraction rule. Once you follow through and get the equivalent of expression, I would like you to follow through and give me the answer as well. Okay, let's look at number 6. In the table above, Ms. Kalmanson recorded the height in inches of each student in her math class. What is the relative frequency of students shorter than 60? Shorter than 60. So I'm going to circle all my numbers that are shorter than 60. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, your relative frequency is in a fraction form. And percent. Okay, so in this case, we have 3 that is shorter than 60, and then you need to count and see what your total is. So that's your fraction, and then you need to get this into your percent. So there will be 2 ways you can do this. You can divide it. Who rocks the house? Top dog rocks the house. Then move your decimal over 2 places. Or if this number is easy to get to 100, you need to figure out how to get from here to 100. Whatever you do on the bottom, you have to do on top, and that will be your percent, okay? Let's look at number 7. A triangle has an area of 240 square inches, okay? So we are in a triangle and we have an area. The height of the triangle is 15. So we know the height is 15. What is the length of the base of the triangle? So we're trying to figure out what is the base, okay? So first of all, my formula for a triangle is A equals 1/2 base times height. And now I'm going to plug everything in where it belongs. My A equals area. They tell me my area. My 1/2 is always there, so I'm going to drop it down. What is my base? It doesn't tell me, so I'm just going to put a B. But my height, H, is 15. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this so that my variable is at the end. Since this is multiplying, it doesn't matter which order we're in. So let me write it 240 equals 1/2, and I'll put times 15 times base. Okay? So what I need you to do first is do this part first. You need to multiply your 1/2 and 15. Okay? What's half of 15? Whatever you get, that will be whatever you get. You need to divide both sides by that number because you want to get B by itself. Okay? So once you divide, you should be able to figure out what the base of the triangle is. Okay? Let's look at number 8. Selena got 28 questions right on the test, so she got 28 questions right. Angelina got 7 more wrong answers than Selena. There were 40 questions on the test. How many answers did Angelina get right on the test? Write an equation to represent the solution. All right, well, Selena got 28 questions right, correct on this test. Angelina got 7 wrong. So we need to figure out how to figure out how many questions Angelina got right. So I'm going to just let you write out the equation and figure that out. Let me know how many questions Angelina got right on her test, okay? Last week, Robin bought a pair of shoes. By the way, your math lab code today is money. Please write money under your name to get your 10 points. Last week, Robin bought a pair of shoes at the shoe department store. He paid for the purchase using a plastic card, and the amount was deducted from his checking account. Okay, that's very important. It was deducted. Did he use a debit card or a credit card? So which card deducts from checking's account right away? Which card pulls out your money right away? Let me know. All right, last one. Determine if D equals 7.2 is a solution to the equation. So you need to substitute. Where you see D, you need to put 7.2. And then we have 1.2. You need to follow through with this. So top dog rocks the house. Remember, you can't have a decimal, so you need to pull it over. Whatever you do on the outside of the house, you do on the inside of the house. So now you have 72 and 12. You need to see after you divide this if you get 6. If you do, it is a solution, and if you don't, it is not a solution.